Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Warriors, we have got to talk about these Texas Democrats. They have left Texas and went to Illinois to stop the quorum needed to vote on a bill that will pass new redistricting that will be in favor of the Republicans. Before we get into this video, don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, select all notifications so you never miss a video. I kindly ask that you stick around to the very end. Let's go. All right, these Democrats won't stop, will they? They have literally left the state of Texas. Sunday, just yesterday, they left on a plane because they don't like Texas's GOP redistricting plan that will add 5 seats to favor the Republicans in time for next year's midterms in 2026. These people have they have no shame. They will do whatever it takes. And yes, Texas is redistricting, and you guys, sometimes it is called gerrymandering. And let's just go ahead and just call it what it is. It's going to favor Republicans. But don't you think that Democrats don't do this either? Both sides of the political aisle do this. And to be fair, what I've read, and again, you know, this is liberal stuff that you're reading off. Well, let me just say this. In the past 10 years, according to what I've read, Republicans have benefited more off of gerrymandering or redistricting, which is redrawing the lines to favor their own party. But historically, from what I've read, Democrats have benefited more from redistricting, but Republicans have benefited more from it in the past 10 years. Okay, so both sides do it. You do it just to redraw the lines to favor, of course, you're favoring your own party. And the Democrats are definitely going to holler racism. They're going to holler racism because you know most Black folk vote Democrat. When you have majority Black, they vote Democrat. So again, Democrats are going to use the race card to try and push their agenda. But it's going to make it look like the Republicans are doing this for racist reasons. They are not. They're doing it trying to gain an advantage, like both sides do. And before anyone says that sounds like those racist Republicans, well, I want you to tell me, why is it that Democrat-led areas are impoverished, poor performing schools, and crime-ridden, when most Republican-led areas, I said most, do way better, far better? I want someone to answer me that in the comment section, and why people like Maxine Waters and James Clyburn, who are both Black Democrats and who are over majority Black areas and districts, their areas do substantially worse than other areas. I'm just saying, James Clyburn's district is the poorest. Okay, it's the poorest. But I'm just going to let you guys check this out. Now, this is absolutely wild. And this is called Snakes on a Plane. Getting this off of Twitter. It says, never forget when a plane full of Texas Democrats posed maskless during the height of COVID while pushing masks, social distancing, and lockdowns on the American people at the exact same time. These are the absolute worst people on earth. Okay? And yes, that's them. They're just, you know, so happy. Yes, and let's just read. Breaking news from Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Now, this is Greg Abbott, who again is the governor of Texas. His response: this truancy ends now. The derelict Democrat House members must return to Texas and be in attendance when the House reconvenes at 3 p.m. on Monday, August the 4th. For any member who fails to do so, I will invoke Texas Attorney General opinion number KP0382 to remove the missing Democrats from membership in the Texas House. Whoa, this is coming from Governor Greg Abbott. Oh my gosh, it says real Texans do not run from a fight, but that's exactly what most of the Texas House Democrats just did. Rather than doing their job and voting on urgent legislative affecting the lives of all Texans, they have fled Texas to deprive the House of the quorum necessary to meet and conduct business. They went to Illinois, which is where Governor J.B. Pritzker is, and J.B. Pritzker is trying to help the Democrats. All right, these absences are not merely unintended and unavoidable interruptions in public service like a sudden illness or a family emergency. Instead, these absences were premeditated for an illegitimate purpose, what one representative called breaking quorum. Another previously signaled that Democrats would have to go by an extreme measure of a quorum break to stop these bills from happening. In other words, Democrats hatched a deliberate plan not to show up for work for the specific purpose of abdicating the duties of their office and thwarting the chamber's business. That amounts to an abandonment or forfeiture of an elected state office. When the governor calls a special session, our constitution provides that the legislature shall meet. It shall meet. It is not optional. It is a duty. The absconded Democrat House members were elected to meet and vote on legislation, not to prevent votes that may not go their way. Every session, legislators on both sides of the aisle find themselves on the losing side of a legislative vote. And every session, most of these legislators find a way to disagree agreeably and behave like adults rather than going AWOL. The truancy ends now. The derelict Democrat Party members must return to Texas and be in attendance when the House reconvenes at 3 p.m. on Monday, August 4th. For any member who fails to do so, I will invoke Texas Attorney General opinion to remove the missing Democrats from membership in the House. In addition to abandoning their offices, these legislators may also have committed felonies. Many absentee Democrats are soliciting funds to evade the fines they will incur under House rules. Any Democrat who solicits, accepts, or agrees to accept such funds to assist in the violation of legislative duties for purposes of skipping a vote may have violated bribery laws. See Texas Penal Code 36.02. The same could be true for any other person who offers, confers, or agrees to confer such funds to fleeing Democrat House members. I will use my full extradition authority to demand the return to Texas of any potential out-of-state felons. These people are being called felons. This is actually against the law. They could be removed from their duties. And also, it makes it very clear, oh my gosh, this is truancy. This is derelict. They are abandoning their duty. They are abandoning their duties. These are felonies, allegedly. Okay, I'm just going to say allegedly. These are allegedly felonies. Okay, and, Democrats and felonies, we're not surprised. We're really not surprised now, are we? Because they seem to do things that repeatedly are against the law. And I am going to show you this little clip right here. Just take a look. Supposedly, these are the Democrats leaving, and they left for Illinois, and they have to be back by 3 p.m. Central Time. So this is not looking good for these people. Are they going to be back in time, trying to break the quorum? They have to have a certain number of people there to pass any kind of laws or bills or changes. Okay, so allegedly those are the demon rats right there. Okay. Also, I'm getting this from the Texas Tribune. It says Governor Greg Abbott threatens Texas House Democrats with removal from office for fleeing the state. Okay, the governor also alleged absconding Democrats may have committed felonies by fundraising to cover the $500 a day fines they will face under House rules. These are already rules that have been established, and they seemingly, allegedly, are violating these rules and, according to this, committing felonies. And it says Governor Greg Abbott informed Texas House Democrats late Sunday that he would attempt to have them removed from office if they do not return to Austin to pass the GOP's proposed new congressional maps. And that is why they're fleeing, because it's going to give the Republicans, the GOP of Texas, an advantage. Okay, so they decide to flee. Okay, and they have gotten money to pay for this. All right, so we're going to see how this goes. I'm just going to share a little bit of a clip with you.
Their attempts to disenfranchise Texans is being the tool they're using is a racist gerrymandered map, a map that seeks to use racial lines to divide hardworking communities who have spent decades building up their power and strengthening their voices. And Governor Abbott is doing this in submission to Donald Trump.
There goes that racism again. They always got to mention racism on the Demon Rat side. So we're going to see how this actually turns out, because this looks very serious on the part. Greg Abbott, governor of Texas, is not playing. Okay, he is not playing. And governor of Illinois, which is where they supposedly went to Illinois, the governor of that state, Pritzker, wants to help these Texas Democrats and what they are trying to do. So you can be for sure. And, you know, a lot of it has to do with like mid-term, well, like usually this kind of redistricting takes place every 10 years, but they are supposedly the Texas GOP supposedly is doing it like 5 years early. Okay, 5 years early in time for the midterms. Okay, so every side is trying to get what they want. And I am telling you, both sides historically use gerrymandering or redistricting to favor their particular party. All right, it's not just one side who does it. And Democrats have always depended on certain segments of the society that are Black and brown. And so when the Republicans use their redistricting, then the Democrats can call racism. It's racism, racism. Is it racism when you try to get rid of people through Planned Parenthood? Is it racism when you will not have people, you know, be able to educate their children the way they so please? Is it racism when you allow crime and everything else with illegal immigrants coming into these mostly Black and brown neighborhoods? Is it racism then on the part of you, Demon Rex? It is racism. So, you know, they have a way of saying things and doing things that Democrats do, have a way of doing things and saying things that make them look like they are standing up for the Black person, the brown person, the immigrant, when it's really just we're just pawns in their political game to maintain power. That's really all it is. It is just a pawn, and you have people who are guilty on both sides. But Democrats they are notorious for doing this. I am telling you, they are notorious. They do not help their communities, but they yell and cry racism and act like they are for us. And they have Black Democrat politicians are the absolute worst. I don't care if anybody gets mad at what I'm saying. It's not because Black people are worse. Of course, I don't think that. I'm Black. That's ridiculous. But it's just how the Democrat Party uses Black people. That is it. These people are sellouts. They do not help their communities, their constituents. They ignore them. That's why so many people did not vote for, you know, Barack Obama the second time around. They voted for him the first time. Still, most Black people voted for him. But a lot of people, if they're being honest, and I've seen the videos all over social media, Black people are saying Democrats literally did nothing for us. Barack Obama did nothing for us. They never, ever do. They talk and do the song and dance, have Black representation, and you think, oh, they're going to look out for me. Yes, but not all skin folk are kinfolk, and need to stop voting by skin color anyway. That is ridiculously not intelligent at all. You go by policy. You go by what their history is. You go by what they do. If they're promoting things like Planned Parenthood, getting rid of your children, that is not helping Black folks. That's reducing our population. Okay, and you guys need to really do some research on that Margaret Sanger, this eugenics thing. I mean, the Democrat Party has done everything it can in my opinion, to hurt certain groups of people. And these certain groups still majority vote Democrat. It is astonishing to me, the lack of cognitive dissonance, the level of cognitive dissonance, rather. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, select all notifications. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America, and march on, warriors.